Okay guys, this is part 2 of my winter truck camping setup. So the first part went way too long, trying to keep it short, and still wasn't not able to keep it under 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna do a part 2. So part 1 was the outside. It was like the kitchen, the cab of the truck, a look under the hood. We got the diesel heater. We looked up top at the solar panel on top, and now the rest of it will just be like what it is inside. And the fridge was on the first part too, but the inside is gonna be gone over in this one, as I'm in here right now with the heater on. It is chilly out. I think it's like 20 degrees outside, so we're gonna go over this all really quick and hopefully keep this video to like 15 minutes. So first we're gonna go over the sleeping area. So there's multiple different mattress pad things you can use. What I did was I found 3-inch thick eggshell foam mattress toppers. They're like the cheapo ones. They're pretty crappy, honestly, but I got 3 of them. 2 were queen size ones, 1 was a twin size one, so I was able to get 2 out of both the queen size ones and 1 from the twin ones. I cut them to all the same size and then put them all on top of each other, so now we had a 5-inch thick pad. Now over time it's slightly gotten compressed down, but it's still really comfy, a lot more comfortable than just 1 or 2 on top of each other would be. And so I took those, and I had this older small fleece sleeping bag that I never used, and I put them inside of it. So this is the fleece sleeping bag, and this is the size. Obviously it's about as wide as just a regular camping sleeping pad. I cut the foam pieces to the same size as this, and then I just put it inside the sleeping bag, and it's just zipped up like a normal sleeping bag. And then I have a old, like pretty old, like this used to be my dad's old wool sleeping bag, and that's what I use, the perfectly rectangular ones. I use that one, or this one, rather than one of the new nice ones, because this is more like a bed. It fits the sleeping pad perfectly. It's more comfortable than those like down ones that are like, they're like the slippery material, and those work really well. They're really warm, but I don't need them to be super warm because I have a heater. I just need to be more comfortable. And then I just usually will put a nice comfy blanket on the inside. I'll put one when it's about this temperature in the 20s, and then when it gets colder, when it starts getting down like real cold around 0, I'll put 2 of them in there and really get wrapped up in there. And actually when it's warm out, let's say it's not winter, I'll just have the sleeping bag here zipped up, and I'll just sleep on top of it with a blanket, and that works really well. Then I usually do 2 pillows, as you can see, and then I have this angled foam piece. It's like a triangle basically, and it lays, I just set it right there. It's actually from like a training physical therapy thing that I was able to get, and like it's super nice to lay on with a pillow. Super comfy, perfect for watching stuff on my iPad, which I will get to when I'm sleeping. You could just sleep on this, but I don't like sleeping at this angle, so I just take it and I'll throw it down by the door of the truck or I'll just lay it on top of my feet somewhere down there, and it's out of the way, and I can just sleep laying down flat just on a pillow. I usually just use 1 pillow, and the other pillow I'll just put in the corner here, and that actually keeps it a lot warmer, because you'll get the cold from the edge coming onto my head and stuff, and that pillow kind of just blocks it and helps a lot. Plus I only really like sleeping with 1 pillow underneath my head. So I guess that's a sleeping setup. Then what else we got is I just have like a cargo netting that I kind of screwed into, like they have these little screws in here. I kind of popped a couple out, put them screwed each end in, and then I screwed in these little, like, same thing with those little bolts. I just put this little flat piece of I don't know what it was. It's just like a little flat piece that just went into there, and I just hooked these on. And this, you don't really need this, but I'll throw like hats or like socks or clothes or stuff in there when I go to sleep that I need quick access to. Kind of nice. And then I have these Reflectix on all of the windows. All of the windows, you can see down there, the light might kind of mess it up, but then that's really important for three things that really does. One is it keeps people from looking in here and being able to see what's in here. Two, it keeps it dark in here when it's light, or it keeps it from just people being able to see that it's light in here when I have lights on at night. And then three is it keeps it so much warmer having those on the window. It really helps keep the heat in. We're not going to completely go over this, but I basically got pieces of Velcro and then other pieces of Velcro on these, and they Velcro on and off. Now I can take those off and roll these up and put them somewhere, but usually I just leave them on all the time because I've had people peeking into this when it's just been parked at the house or parked at random places, and I'm not cool with that, so I just leave them up so they can't see what's in here. And then I can just like pull things down, look into the cab of the truck if I need to. On this end one, actually, I cut this little door thing so I can, you know, pop it open and look out, see if there's anything out there. These side ones aren't Velcroed on, or they are Velcroed on, but they are mostly held up by this ledge. They're kind of mounted to the window, and then this ledge here that goes around it keeps it in there pretty well. I guess we should show kind of the deck. It's just a carpeted wooden deck that I built. I'm not going to go over the dimensions or anything. I basically went into my truck, did a bunch of measurements, kind of designed it on a piece of paper, and then put it together, and worked really well. Okay, and then another thing I want to show about this deck is the sides. So this is just a piece of plywood, carpeted. These are just long strips. I'll show you on the other side here. I just had to move the bed a little bit. They basically just cover the side of the truck. This one is not bolted in like the other side is. This one kind of just wedges in and sits there well, so I just leave it like that. But you can pull it open and you can see there's the side of the truck. Now up underneath here, there are holes that go down underneath the truck, so you can get airflow up through here. So when it's cold out, you're gonna have a lot of cold air coming up through there. So having before I just put a piece of Reflectix lined across there, but then I decided to just take these pieces of plywood, carpet them, and just wedge it in here, and it works really well. That works really well for keeping it warmer in here, and it helps a lot for keeping all the dust when you're driving from getting out through here, and it kind of just makes the whole thing look really nice and uniform. It's the same carpet as the regular part of the deck, so it just looks really good. Okay, and then up here is basically just a shelf, nothing special. Kind of just designed it and built it in there. Same carpeting obviously as the deck, so it looks good. All they're drilled into is there was bolts, so someone had like a rack up there. This is a used topper, like an old pretty crappy one, but there was bolts sticking down, and I just took those bolts that were down and put these little L bracket things in there that connect to these pieces of wood that hold this up. Works really well, and as you can see, I got a bunch of stuff already sitting up there. Easy to just throw things up there, and then all I did was build a little like shelf, little shelf part that comes down into here, and you know, that's nice because I can made it into 3 slots, and I can easily just throw whatever small things I need to into there. I use this little string light thing, so this is like a Lucy string light. That the brand is Lucy, I believe. You can see there's a solar on it. It's actually cracked. I don't know how the heck that happened. I think it was from being in the extreme cold, but that doesn't really matter because it also charges by USB. I charge it in the same port as my aerator down there. I showed you the plug for that, but basically you just click it multiple times and you get these lights that come on, and they make it look really nice in here. They're not too bright. There's different brightnesses on there to adjust, and they work pretty good for when you're just chilling in here. They don't look too bright now, but when it's completely dark outside, they work great. Then obviously the fridge we got takes up a lot of space. It opens from the outside like I showed, but I can still reach into the side and grab stuff if I really need to, but generally I'm not grabbing stuff out of there from when I'm in here, so it's not a big deal. And if I need to, I'll put it right on the edge so it's easy for me to just reach in and grab it. Now for the entertainment in here. So I just watch stuff on my iPad before bed usually. Just take my iPad, download stuff on it. I have a piece of Velcro velcroed onto the back there. I just got this RAM mount. I bolted it in or screwed it into this little piece of plastic and put the other piece of Velcro on there, so it just Velcros right on there. This is like this is industrial grade, I think, Velcro. It's like pretty strong stuff. Like, I mean, it wobbles a little, but it keeps it on there pretty firm for what it needs to do. And then as you can see, I got these bolts coming down out of here in different spots from the rack for the solar panel, and this one stuck down quite a ways. So what I did was I bought this ram ball that had the same size threading as those bolts, threaded it on there, put some Loctite on the threads just so it wouldn't wobble or anything, and just screwed it right up on in there. And then we got this little ram arm, and really simple, that just goes on there, and then this goes on here, and then you tighten it. As you can see, all tightened down, and it kind of just sits there perfect, just like that. And where I'm laying here, this is right by my face right now. That's kind of what I see. And then obviously, so you start playing something that's right there, perfect, really convenient, works really well. As far as the inside of for the heater, for the diesel heater, we basically have the intake here. We'll get to that, but this is the drain flange that sticks into here. As you can see, the bolts, that's all siliconed. There's a bead, sorry, let me get some light here. There's a bead of silicone around there, as you can see, to keep it sealed. Works pretty well, doesn't really leak at all. Basically, this is angled down, if you can tell, just by the side of the way that the topper is on there. And so when this is on, it's basically blowing to right here. And when I have this pad moved and I'm laying there at night, my head is right here, basically where it is blowing to. Now that gets pretty uncomfortable when it's already nice and warm in here. Just having hot air blowing on your head is not comfortable. So what I did was, the same PVC that's on the hose, the end of the hose from the diesel heater, I took the same one, put it in this 45-degree angle piece of PVC, and this literally just sits in there right there, and it blows the air right over here. You can kind of adjust it if I want to blow it to different places, but usually I'll just face it towards the back corner of the truck. Before I put that in there, it'd be really warm up here, and then it'd be really cold down over there at the end. Now that blows basically from there to straight here in the truck, and that keeps the air kind of circulating all around here, and it keeps it very evenly heated in here. It's a lot better like that. And I run this heater, we have a little control remote here. It's very simple. All it has is an off, on, and I can turn it up and down. I keep it at the lowest setting and then adjust from there. Usually it's pretty close to the lowest setting at most times, because the thing's really efficient, and once it's warm in here, it doesn't need a lot of warm air to keep it warm. So it usually stays like pretty nice. Like right now it is, a little thermometer, it's 65 degrees in here. I don't know if you can see it. So that's plenty warm. I mean, I'm starting to get warm actually just sitting in here. And now let's go for some of the electrical stuff. So I just made this little carpeted box, and it's bolted down on these little angle brackets in there. There's one on the other side too. All there are 4 outlets. Now this one's not installed. It's kind of just a backup if I ever need it. It's ready. The hole's drilled. It's just carpeted over. As you can see, you can push down there, not over here. And we have 2 USB ports. Like this one gives you a little bit more power and it tells you the voltage. We got good voltage right now because the solar panel's putting power into the battery. And I make it so that these outlets can turn on and off with these switches, because I want to be able to turn them off if I can. So we got 2 USB outlets, each with 2, so 4 USB ports, and then we just have a 12-volt one, just in case I need to plug any 12-volt things into it, which honestly I don't think I've ever used that one, but it's there just in case. And it doesn't matter because I can just have it off all the time. Also, there's this trap door in the deck here, so it just pulls right up, and we have kind of a little storage area. So in here we just have stuff that you don't use that often, but you kind of just need. So these are just Velcro straps for the window shades. I can roll them up and strap them down if I need to, and I'll just throw them in here. Then we got towels. Always good to just have extra towels and stuff if I need to take a shower or something on the road or go swimming. Obviously in the winter not doing that, then I'll usually throw clothes in here. This is a short trip, so nothing. Extra blankets, extra little, like here's another one of those fleece sleeping bags. It's basically, this is what I wrap the mattress pads in. That's just extra one. These things don't get used that much, but every once in a while you need them. Extra pair of slippers, throw on and jump out of the truck easy. Toilet paper, blow your nose or you need to wipe something up. And then an important one, a piss bottle. So a lot of people might think it's weird to have a piss bottle in here, but let me tell you something. Sorry, when it is like 10 degrees out and it's 2 a.m. and you wake up and you gotta pee, you do not want to put a bunch of clothes on. Get outside, especially if it's windy or anything, pee and then jump back in. That sucks. It's much easier to just wake up, you know, get up, grab that bottle, pee in it, put it over the side over here and go right back to sleep. Works much better. So that's why I have that. And then we also have this wood panel that's kind of mounted in here with these brackets once again, and that has all the electrical for this thing. So this is the controller from the solar panel. We're not going to go over to that, but your solar panels need one of these. And then we have the fuse panel for everything electrical back here. This is really important, makes things really easy, just because everything is fused right here. If I want to turn something off, I just pull the fuse out, and then that outlet, like each outlet has its own fuse. Then one of these is the plug-in for the diesel heater underneath the truck. It's this one. Goes underneath there. Fuse for the controller. There's a fuse for this is the fridge that's wired into there. So everything has its own fuse, and I can turn it on and off easy from there. I have these clamps sitting up here. So basically these are what I use for my locks. And I'll show you how I do that right now. So out here on the lake, I'm not worried about someone just coming and opening up the topper, but in some places you never know. So what I do here is, here's the latch, and so all I'll do is latch it closed. Obviously now someone can just come up and turn it and open it. If I take this clamp it right there, this cannot be opened. Like, it does not matter how hard you turn this, you are not knocking this clamp off and getting it open. So you can do that on one, you can do it on both of them down there, you can do it on the side ones too. It's pretty easy. You just clamp it differently, and these things cannot be opened. So there's 3 of them up there because there's 3 windows. If I wanted to have all the windows unlocked, I could, but still lock them before I go to sleep. Like this one I'll usually always leave locked during the winter, but during the summer I'll have it unlocked because sometimes I'll just open that up if it's warm out and get a nice little breeze. So I think that is everything. If I missed anything, if there's anything you saw that you had more questions about, leave a comment and I will get to it. Also, like I said before, I am not going super over the electrical in this video because I think this video is already going to go kind of long, like 20 something to 30 minutes, and I'm trying to keep it not too long, and it will just get too long-winded because that's a whole nother, the electrical and the wiring and the fuses and the circuit breakers, that is has to be its own whole video because that's just gonna take too long, and you got to make sure that you use quality cables and do it right. So if you guys want to see another video on the whole electrical thing, I'll do its own video, but you got to leave comments. You got to let me know that that's what you want to see. If you don't want to leave a comment, but you see a comment of someone saying I want to see electrical, like that comment, because I'll see that, oh, this person says they want to see electrical and it has like 100 likes, then I know that people want to see that, so I'll make a video of that too. This is pretty much a setup. You know, it's really comfortable and it allows me to travel around a lot without having to look for hotels or places to stay, and saves me a lot of money. So hopefully this gives you some ideas to what to do to your trucks or your camping setup. So yeah, hope you guys like the video.